The Sandbox open world. These games are built around freedom more than structure. Players are dropped into a world where experimentation becomes the main source of fun. Instead of following a strict path, people create their own stories through exploration, destruction, crafting, or survival. Early games like Minecraft helped define this style by giving players almost complete control over the environment itself. What matters here is not finishing objectives quickly, but living inside the world and constantly shaping it in different ways. The story-driven open world. In this type, the map exists mainly to support a strong narrative. The world feels alive, but nearly everything points back toward characters, emotional moments, and major plot events. Games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt use huge environments not just for travel, but to deepen immersion. Side missions often feel meaningful because they reveal more about the people living in the world. Even when players wander away from the main story, the game still feels connected to a larger emotional journey. The Ubisoft formula open world. This style became extremely popular during the 2010s. The map is usually filled with icons, towers, checkpoints, collectibles, and repeated activities designed to slowly clear sections of the world. Games like Far Cry 3 and Assassin's Creed Origins turned exploration into a checklist system. Some players enjoy the constant sense of progress and reward, while others feel it can become repetitive over time. Still, this formula shaped modern open world design more than almost any other style. The immersive simulation open world. These games focus less on size and more on interaction. The world reacts deeply to player choices, often allowing multiple ways to solve the same problem. Instead of simply following markers, players experiment with systems, tools, and character abilities. Games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Deus Ex build worlds where hacking, stealth, combat, and dialogue all affect progression differently. The feeling comes from adapting to situations naturally rather than completing fixed tasks exactly one way. The survival open world. Here, the world itself becomes the main threat. Hunger, weather, crafting, disease, and limited resources constantly pressure the player. Exploration feels dangerous because every journey requires preparation. Games like Rust or The Forest often create tension through unpredictability. Even simple activities like gathering food or building shelter become important. The open world is not there to relax the player. It exists to test how long they can survive inside it. The RPG open world. These worlds are built around progression systems. Players level up, unlock skills, improve equipment, and shape their character through choices. Exploration matters because it directly affects growth. Older role-playing games inspired this structure long before modern open worlds became common, but titles like The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim pushed it into the mainstream. People often remember these games less for the main story and more for the personal adventures they experienced while wandering through towns, caves, forests, and hidden quests. The Living City open world. Instead of giant wilderness areas, these games focus heavily on urban life. Streets feel crowded, traffic moves constantly, and random encounters happen naturally during exploration. Games like Grand Theft Auto 5 made cities feel almost like functioning simulations. The player is surrounded by noise, crime, advertisements, conversations, and movement everywhere they go. The city itself becomes the main character, shaping how players behave and interact with the environment. The exploration-focused open world. Some open-world games care more about discovery than combat or progression. The world is designed to reward curiosity through atmosphere, hidden paths, environmental storytelling, and mystery. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild became one of the clearest examples of this philosophy. Instead of constantly guiding the player, the game trusts them to explore naturally. Mountains in the distance, unusual structures, or strange weather patterns quietly invite players toward adventure without forcing them there. The multiplayer open world. These worlds are designed around other players sharing the same environment. Cooperation, competition, trading, or large-scale conflict become central parts of the experience. In games like Genshin Impact or Sea of Thieves, the open world feels unpredictable because human behavior constantly changes situations. Even familiar locations can feel different depending on who appears there and what they decide to do. The procedurally generated open world. Instead of manually designing every location, developers use systems that generate terrain, planets, structures, or events automatically. This creates worlds that can feel almost endless. Games like No Man's Sky rely heavily on procedural generation to create massive amounts of explorable space. The appeal comes from uncertainty. Players never fully know what they will discover next because much of the world is created dynamically rather than carefully scripted. The cinematic open world. These games try to blend movie-like presentation with player freedom. Camera work, scripted sequences, music, and visual spectacle play a huge role in shaping the experience. Titles like Ghost of Tsushima create worlds that often feel carefully staged for dramatic impact. Exploration still exists, but every part of the world is designed to look emotionally powerful or visually memorable. The result feels closer to stepping inside a film than simply roaming across a map. The minimalist open world, some games remove clutter almost entirely. There are fewer icons, less dialogue, and very little hand-holding. The world may appear quiet or empty at first, but that emptiness becomes part of the atmosphere. Games like Shadow of the Colossus showed how loneliness and silence could make exploration feel emotional. Instead of overwhelming the player with activities, these worlds create meaning through isolation, scale, and quiet moments of reflection.